What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2024 Hyundai Tucson Limited. Huge thank you to Ben over at Safford Hyundai of Leesburg, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular Tucson or any Hyundai product, I'll be sure to have Ben's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. All right, well, like usual, first we're going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2024 Hyundai Tucson Limited, and this particular one has been painted in intense blue, which looks absolutely beautiful in the direct sunlight. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you know blue's my favorite color, so I am just a little bit biased. But a couple things that I wanted to say to preface this video is that for 2024, the Tucson got some additional standard safety features added to pretty much all the trim levels, as well as with the Limited specifically, you now get 64 ambient interior lighting color options, as well as a vibrating steering wheel. So when you drift out of your lane, the lane keeping system is going to vibrate the steering wheel just a little bit, and then you get a couple other minor changes for the 2024 model year. But like I normally do, I'm going to start with the headlights, then I'm going to work my way down and around into the back end of this vehicle. So as standard with the Tucson Limited, you get LED projector headlights with high beam assist, as well as LED daytime running lights and LED turn signals. But now, taking a step back, let's take in the entire front end of the Tucson. Now, looks are subjective. I don't know if I love it. I don't know if I hate it. But yeah, it's definitely one of the nicer looking Tucson models, especially with the dark chrome front grille matched to the intense blue exterior color. So with that said, with the Limited, you get a dark chrome front grille with your Hyundai logo located at the center of your front grille. And then just beneath your Hyundai logo, you have a forward-facing camera. That forward-facing camera works with your 360-degree view camera system that comes standard with the Limited trim level, as do these 6 forward-facing sensors as well. So you get 3 sensors on this side, you get 3 sensors on that side, making it a little bit easier, to pull into parking spaces and stuff like that. Gives you a little bit more confidence. And then coming down just a little bit more, there's this trim piece right here, and this is a dark chrome trim piece to accent your dark chrome grille nicely. And then coming down just a little bit more, you get a satin black front grille, and then all the way at the bottom of your front end, you get a silver painted lower fascia, which is what this is right here. Honestly, to me, here in person, it looks more gray, but Hyundai has it listed online as silver, so that is what I'm going to go with. And then last but not least, with the Tucson Limited, you get 8.3 inches of ground clearance. But now, working my way down the side, one thing I did miss is that you do get some venting on the outsides of your bumper right here, and you can see some daylight poking out down there. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up, but anyways, basically, this is to redirect air around the vehicle to make it just a little bit more aerodynamic, which hopefully in turn makes it a little bit more fuel efficient. I would assume that it actually does. I don't know if it actually does, but I know that is the logic behind it. Anyways, coming down the side, you can see you get these satin black wheel arch moldings. You also do get rain sensing wipers as standard with this vehicle, which is very, very nice. And then coming down, these are the standard and the only wheel option you can get with the Tucson Limited, and they are a 19-inch gray with machine face wheel, and they are wrapped in 235/55 Michelin Primacy all-season tires. I'll give you a view of the tread pattern on these tires here real quick. That is what they look like right there. And let's say you live on a muddy road and you don't want mud flinging all up the side of your vehicle. You can get a factory option, which is a $120 mud guard option, which would give you mud guards behind all 4 of your wheels and tires, again, to help mitigate some of that, debris flying on the side of your vehicle. Just something that I thought I'd point out. This one has not been optioned with that option. Coming up just a little bit as standard with the Limited, you get body color with premium accent side view mirrors. So this is that premium accent color, basically just a satin chrome trim piece. You also get integrated turn signals, and as standard, these side view mirrors are heated, manual folding. You get your blind spot monitoring on the left-hand side of your driver's side mirror, and then over there on the right-hand side of your passenger side mirror. You also do get a camera. So you get cameras on both sides of your side view mirrors. That camera works with your 360-degree view camera system, but it also works with your blind spot view system that you get as standard with the Limited, and I'll show you a little demonstration of what that looks like on screen. Basically, when you turn the turn signal to one side, it basically displays the blind spot with the side view camera. So basically going to display this area when you turn the turn signal on, dependent on which side it is, obviously. But anyways, moving on from there, at the top of your roof line, you get these gloss black roof rails. And then at the top, you get satin chrome window trim. And then at the bottom of your windows, you get that satin black window trim. You also get body color door handles with keyless access. Just keep in mind, the keyless access function is only on your front 2 door handles. The rear 2 door handles do not get the keyless access function. And then one thing I wanted to point out before I continue on just a little bit is take a look at all the body lines here on the side. So you can see you get those hood lines right there, and then you get this body line that's very sharp and aggressive onto your front door. It kind of goes down and down like that, and then you get another one back there that also is kind of down. So very, very aggressive styling here on the side, and I think it looks absolutely awesome in my personal opinion. And I can't get the camera to pick it up, but you can see just tons of body lines here on the side, and it just works. You know, it looks very, very good. But then coming down just a little bit more, you can see you get that satin black door cladding at the bottom of all of your passenger doors. Then you also get your fuel door on your driver's side. Opening this up, you do not get a capless filler neck, and 87 octane will do you just fine. And then coming up just a little bit more on your quarter panel back here, you can see some more of that satin chrome trim here. It looks very, very premium and elegant. And then coming up top here, you get a gloss black shark fin antenna. You get a body color roof spoiler. You get some gloss black trim right here. You get a rear window defroster. And then hiding up top here, you have your rear wiper. You also have your integrated third brake light up top there as well. Hyundai logo right here. LED taillights do come standard with the Limited trim level. And then working my way to the lift gate, you can see you get some chrome badging, not only with your Hyundai badging up top there, you also get the chrome badging for your Tucson badging, and then you get a silver H-Track badging. That badge right there will cost you $1,500 for the all-wheel drive system. And then at the center of your lift gate, you have your backup camera, and then this does come standard with a hands-free and power lift gate. So if you wanted to open that up, just make sure you have your key fob in your pocket. Come underneath here, you'll feel a little pad. Pull up on that pad, and the lift gate will open up, and that is the speed in which the lift gate opens up. And there were a couple of options back here. Really, these are the only options on the vehicle. So starting from the top, this vehicle has the $210 carpeted floor mats, which are what these are right here. You can see it says Tucson on them. Moving on from there, this also has the $55 cargo net, which can be found inside this box here. This also has the $120 reversible cargo tray, which is what this is right here. So I believe on one side it is rubber, and then on the other side it is basically like a carpeted type of material. And then also, last but not least, this has also been optioned with the $30 first aid kit, which is what that is right there. You also get a 12-volt power outlet here on the driver's side of your trunk. You get a light right there. And then underneath all of this stuff, you can see you have a spare tire. All right, and then continuing on from there, I would say you could probably fit 8 carry-on suitcases back here. And then you can also drop the second row seats by pulling on this, and then your second row seats will fold down flat. I can push them, you know, all the way down, and then they're going to be some more flat storage space for your trunk. It extends your trunk by about 4 feet, but really kind of about it for what we got going on back here. Pressing on that button, power lift gate will begin to drop, and you can see turn signals here and here. You also have your reverse lights back there as well. Satin black rear bumper. You get 6 integrated parking sensors back here, and then this is your silver lower fascia here for the back end. And then last but not least, you get a max tow capacity of 2,000 pounds with the Tucson Limited. But really, that kind of about does it for the exterior of the 2024 Tucson Limited. Yeah, I mean, I love this color, like I mentioned, and honestly, this is a pretty good deal at its price point, considering, you know, all the features that you get. It is a very, very nicely equipped vehicle for the money. So I think there is a lot of value here with the Tucson Limited. You know, let me know if you think this is a good value from what you've seen so far here on the exterior. I guess you can save the answer to that question for the end of the video, but so far I think it is a good value. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder that makes 187 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 8.8 seconds. And if you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 23 miles per gallon in the city, 29 miles per gallon on the highway for 25 miles per gallon combined with all-wheel drive. And if you, let's say, lived in the Northeast, you lived in Alaska, you lived in a colder climate where there may potentially be snow in the wintertime, all-wheel drive does run you an additional $1,500 because the Limited does come standard with front-wheel drive. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. I put a lot of time and effort into making these videos, so I would really appreciate it if you guys would just take a second, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and hit that subscribe button. The likes and comments look good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and that helps me grow. But anyways, with that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, like I mentioned a little bit ago in the video, you do get keyless access, so all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. You can also lock the vehicle by running your finger across that oval right there, and now the vehicle is locked. 1 beep signifies that the vehicle is locked. 2 beeps signifies that the vehicle is unlocked. Now, a couple of the functions that I wanted to go over with you guys on the key fob. At the top, you have your lock function, then you have your unlock function, you have your power liftgate function, your panic function, and your remote start function. And then these 2 buttons right here come a part of the digital key. So basically, by pressing on this button right here, you can move the vehicle forward. You can also move the vehicle back with that button right there. All you have to do is remote start the vehicle first. So you lock it and then press and hold on the remote start. And that is what the vehicle sounds like when it remote starts. And then if I press and hold on this button right here, the vehicle will start to creep forward. Watch this. Nobody's in there. And you may be asking yourself, hey, you know, what if I'm standing behind the vehicle and I accidentally hold on that button right there? Well, let's see what happens. So if I get run over, I'm sorry, but there will be no more 703 speed videos here. So basically, it stops about right there. So it's not going to run you over. It's not going to run your dog over. It's not going to run things over because, after all, it is a pretty smart system. And Hyundai wouldn't release something like that that's going to run you over. That's why I tested it. I was pretty sure it wasn't going to run me over. But anyways, now let's take a look at what the driver's side door panel has to offer. But before I do that, basically, I'm just going to pop in here and I'm going to turn the vehicle back off. Just for sound's sake, I don't really feel like listening to the engine run. So now taking a look at the driver's side door panel, starting from the top, you get some vinyl wrapping. Then here you get some satin black plastic. Then you get some glossy black trim here. 2 memory seat adjustment settings. You get a speaker up top here. You get a silver door handle. Coming over to here, you have your power side view mirror controls, your unlock and your lock functions. You get automatic up and down windows in the front, but you do not get automatic up or down windows in the back. Pressing on that button is going to restrict your passenger window privileges. Then you get a leather wrapped and padded armrest with some stitching, some miscellaneous storage space down there, and a speaker. By the way, the Limited does come standard with a Bose speaker system, so that is what your Bose speaker looks like. And then moving on from there, you do get gray leather upholstery with the Limited. At least this one is spec'd in gray. You do get leather upholstery with the Limited, I should say. You also get heated and ventilated front seats as standard with this vehicle. And then you do get power front seats. That's the seat for the seat controls for the front driver. You do get power lumbar. Same with the front passenger. I'm not sure if you do get lumbar. I do believe you do get lumbar on that side. Anyways, stepping on into the interior. This is what the interior of the Limited looks like. Like I said, you get keyless access. That also means you get push button start. Let's take a listen to it. That is what the vehicle sounds like when you fire it up from the interior. So basically, I'm going to start with these controls and walk my way throughout the interior. So coming over to here, this is to brighten and or dim your gauge cluster as well as your backlit buttons. This is to pop open and or close your power lift gate. This is to turn your traction control system on or off. If I pull on this, basically that's your fuse box up in there. Thought some of you may be curious about what was back there. Flipping this thing down gives you access into your manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, so you can bring the steering wheel towards you, you can push the steering wheel away from you, and then you can also move the steering wheel up and down until you find your comfortable position. Excuse that voice crack there. But then now let's take a listen to our turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like. And then that is also your blind spot view system, basically showing you the blind spot on the left-hand side of the vehicle. Not only is this your turn signal control stock, like I said, this does come standard with high beam assist, with the which is your automatic high beam. So when you flip that forward, your automatic high beams are now on. Basically, it's going to turn the high beams on or off when need be. And then this is also your headlight control stock. So all the way down has headlights off. Right here is headlights in the automatic position. That is parking lights on. Then all the way up top is headlights in the always on position. I like to leave it in automatic, but I do like how it lets you know which lighting position you are on this side of the screen. Very, very cool. And then zooming back out of that, you do get a leather wrapped and heated steering wheel as standard with the Limited. And just like any other vehicle, you have your horn at the center. So let's take a listen to it. That is what the horn sounds like on the 2024 Tucson. Now, walking you throughout these controls, as standard with the Limited, you get steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. So you have your downshift paddle on the left, you have your upshift paddle over here on your right. And then walking you throughout these controls here, basically, this is to speak to the vehicle. This mode is this mode button is configurable. This star button right here is also configurable. Then these are your volume controls, and then these up and down arrows are basically, when you push down like that, that is to go forwards on a track. When you push up like that, that is to go backwards on a track. It's kind of interesting and counterintuitive to how you think it would be, but down is to go forward, up is to go backwards. This phone button is going to pop up the phone's screen on the infotainment system. And then this button is also configurable. So let's go throughout these configurable buttons. So when I click on mode, it's going to bring me into this screen. And essentially, when I click that mode button, I can either be brought directly into my phone projection screen, or my USB music, or my FM, or my XM, or my AM, or any of these functions here. So you can scroll throughout. Basically, if you click the mode button, you can choose from any of these, but you can only choose one. Let's say I choose XM. Basically, now when I click the mode button, it's going to bring me into my XM stuff, audio wise. Or if I click the mode button and I have FM selected, it's going to bring me into FM, and so on and so forth. Basically the same premise with this star button right here, except you get different choices. So I can either be brought into ending a call or privacy mode, or I can be brought up into my home screen. I can cancel a route. I can go into quiet mode. So basically, you can choose one of these things. Again, only one of them. And anytime you click on that button right there, it's going to bring you into whatever you chose. But again, you can only choose one. That is what these two buttons do here. And then moving on from there, this OK button, and then this down and this up arrow, as well as that button right there, are all to control your gauge cluster. So this is a 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster. And again, this button here and that button right there are to control this screen. And then all the other buttons are for your smart cruise control system and your driver assistance features. So this vehicle does come standard with highway driving assist, which is kind of like a semi-autonomous driving system. Basically, the vehicle will kind of drive itself for you down the highway, keep you centered in the lane, you know, keep you at speed, and then it'll slow down when need be, it'll stop when need be, and so on and so forth. So kind of like a semi-autonomous driving experience. And then that's your windshield wiper control stock for your front windshield wipers and your rear wiper. And like I mentioned, you do get rain sensing wipers with this vehicle. So the wipers will turn themselves on and off, you know, as it senses the rain. And it also increase the speed dependent on the intensity of the rain. But now let's go throughout this screen. On the left, you have your speedometer. On the right, you have your tachometer. I'll try to give you a closer view down in there. Then you can see down here, you have your fuel range stuff. That's, you know, that the parking brake is on. Ambient exterior temperature, instant fuel economy stuff down there. Average fuel economy right there. That's your that's your odometer there. And then all of this area right here you can change, and then that is your transmission status stuff. To change what you see here, basically you click this button. So it's going to bring you in between your different screens. So I'm going to start at this screen. So basically right now this is my driver assistance screen. If I pressed and held OK right here, it's going to pop something up on that screen. Basically it's going to bring you in between your different driver assistance features. So I can go into my driving convenience features here, or I can go in between my driver attention warning stuff. Basically, this is the screen that it's going to pop up if you press and hold on that button on this screen. And then if I click down one, that's basically my attention level, which right now is pretty high, which is good. Clicking on that button right there, you have your drive information stuff. Literally all I'm going to do, clicking down. Then you have your since refueling information, accumulated information, auto stop start timer. Coming down one more, my digital speedometer readout. Clicking this button one more time is going to bring me into my compass. Then I have my different information, which is either this screen and or my tire pressure screen, which you have to be driving in order for it to display the temperatures. or the pressures, excuse me. Basically, this screen is basically like with the all-wheel drive system, the more you get on it, the more these are going to fill. So let's say, you know, it's going to majorly use the front wheel drive to, you know, propel this vehicle forward. It's going to highlight this more in colored, depending on, you know, how hard you have the throttle, you know, pinned. So basically, if you're floored, it's going to fill that all the way up. And if it's all four wheels that are pushing the vehicle, all of these are going to be filled up. But if it's just majority of the front, then it's just going to highlight what's going on up top there. That's kind of the best way that I can describe that. And then moving on from there, again, you have your push button, start button. You get your hazard button up top there, 2 HVAC vents, but you get 4 HVAC vents on the dash total. The dash up top here is like a vinyl wrapped type of material. And then coming down again, this is another 10.25 inch screen, except this is your infotainment system with built-in navigation and wired Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto connectivity for this screen. But then this is what your home screen looks like. You have your date, your time, your music, and your navigation stuff is subtly over there. Swiping over, this is your second screen, basically your another home screen. You can go up between these different things. You can bring your climate control system throughout this screen here. If I turn it on, that is what it looks like on that screen there. Back and back out of that. You have your HD radio data. Well, this is pretty cool. You can pop up the Doppler radar and it'll basically show you if there's any rain in any sort of area. I think that is a very cool thing. It also shows you traffic. What else? You can go, one thing I always like to show is that if you go into your settings, right, and you can't find what you're looking for quickly, let's say, hey, I want to go into my parking settings. You can go to parking, and basically you can pop up your parking settings here. So then, okay, you can go throughout that stuff. Then you can go throughout all of your parking stuff here. Back out of that, you can also, let's say you want to go into your driver assistance features. You can go into driver assistance and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it very, very easy to navigate throughout this screen when all you got to do, set up, and then you look for this magnifying glass, click on that, and then you can type in what you're looking for. Make things very, very easy again. And then this is the third screen. You pop up your owner's manual, scan that with your phone, and your owner's manual will pop up. Then you get your time, you get your date, and you know, so on and so forth. This is basically your driver profile. Right now I'm driver 1. And then that's kind of about it for that screen. I don't like spending too much time on the screen because you can get lost in the screen and make the video longer than it already is going to be. And then all the way down here, you have all these different like physical controls. So this is to turn the screen on or off. Right now the screen is off. Press and hold on that again. The screen will turn back on. Then you have your volume controls. This is going to pop up your map. This is going to pop up your navigation, point of interest stuff. And this is another configurable button here. So if I click on that, that button is going to do the same thing that these two buttons do, except you have another screen to choose from. So it can be HD radio, phone projection, Bluetooth audio. It can be your home button again. So that is what that button does. It's another configurable button. You can select from any of these options here on screen now. And then you have your different tuning options here. This is going to pop up your radio stuff. So basically, this is going to pop up your radio stuff. This is going to pop up your media stuff, which is my phone. And then this is your setup screen, basically bringing you into your settings. And that's about it for that. Coming down, you do get dual zone climate control, automatic climate control as standard. And this is what your climate control stack looks like when it is on. You can see your temperatures, which way the fan or the air is directed, and so on and so forth. And all of these physical controls down here are for that. One thing about this, you know, whole setup though, is that it's piano black, so you can get pretty fingerprinty rather quickly. So with that said, there's a product called ONR. And basically, if you put ONR on a microfiber rag and you wipe that screen off, and then you come back after that and you hit it with a dry microfiber rag, it's going to look brand new again. So that is something you might want to look into. I can put, you know, a link to that in the description box down below. But that will keep this, you know, clean, and you don't have to bring it to a car wash or a detailer in order to get it clean again. But coming back down just a little bit, you get 2 USB-A ports down there. You get a 12-volt power outlet, and you also get a wireless charging pad with this vehicle as standard. So your wireless charging pad is located right there. I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is one of the bigger phones on the market, and my phone fits on that wireless charging pad down in there. And then that will light up in amber when it is charging. And then you can see you get the ambient lighting, which is on right now. And then if you want, let's do that real quick. So let's look up our ambient lighting, because now you have 64 different colors to choose from. So let's go into colors, and then you have all of these different colors that you can choose from. So pretty cool. Back out of that, you can come back down a little bit. Some storage space down in here. You can fit what you need to in there, and then you have your ventilated seat button on the left, heated seat button on the right. Both get 3 levels of adjustability. This is your heated steering wheel button, 1 level of adjustability. This is your hill descent control button. This is to turn your parking sensors on or off. This is to pop up your 360-degree view camera system. That is what your 360 cam looks like. And if I press and held on this, this is going to pop up my, park assist stuff. Basically, that's what it looks like right there. And then, yeah, that is what that stuff does. And then you have your heated and your ventilated seats for your passenger over here. Then this is basically like your diff lock, center locking diff. And then you have your different drive modes. You have 4 drive modes, excuse me, normal, sport, smart, snow. Sport is pretty cool because then you get like the carbon fiber gauges and the red colors, makes it look sporty. And then this is to turn auto stop start on or off. This is your push button transmission stuff. This is your electronic parking brake. This is your auto hold feature. So if you're tired of holding your foot down on the brake in traffic, if you engage that, you turn that on. Now, when you're in traffic, the vehicle is going to hold you in place by itself with its braking system. And if you wanted to go forward again, all you have to do is hit the accelerator and the vehicle will move forward again. But let's say you're at a stop and you're still tired of using it. Literally, all you would have to do is push your foot on the brake, push that again, and that will disengage the auto hold feature. Then you get a nicely padded armrest. Opening this up, I'd say you probably get 12 inches of depth down in there. However, there is no connectivity down in here. It's basically just storage space. Moving over to here, you do not get a lockable glove box, but you get a decent amount of storage space in your glove box as well as a light. Moving on from there, you get an auto dimming rear view mirror up top here with your universal garage door opener on the bottom of it. Let's say you own a house with 3 different garage bays. You can open up those 3 different garage bays individually with those 3 different buttons there. This is like your blue link stuff. This is your SOS button. This lets you know who's buckled and who's not. Then it lets you know if your passenger airbag is on or off. Driver gets a light, passenger gets a light, both of which are LED. This is your instant dome light on button, so all the dome lights will turn on. And then this is whether you want the lights to turn on or not when you open up the doors. Then you do get a panoramic roof as standard with this vehicle. So this is what the panoramic roof looks like when it is open here from the interior. So give it a second. Let's see if we can get it to go back any further. Nope. And then I'll show you what it looks like from the outside's perspective when it is open. And now this is also a tilting sunroof. So basically it'll tilt up just like that. Give it a sec. I've basically pressed the tilt button and now it's tilted, and then that is that. I like how quickly this closes, by the way. Very quick, definitely quicker than some other manufacturers that I've been in recently, which is something that I like. Opening this up, vanity mirror. You do get a vanity light that you have to turn on by yourself, and it is halogen. I do wish that light was LED. Then you have a clip right here. You can set any paper product like registration or something like that. And then these slide forwards and backwards dependent on where the sun is shining from. OPU panel. You get another OPU panel on that side as well. And that kind of about does it for what we got going on here in these front seats. So with that said, a couple things that I wanted to go over that you get as standard with the limited trim level. Basically, you get the 2 memory seat adjustment settings for the driver. You get the Bose sound system. You get the power front seats. You get the heated and ventilated front seats. You get the heated steering wheel. You also get the panoramic roof. You also get the heated rear seats. You get the wireless charging pad. You get the 360-degree view camera system, the blind spot view system, the smart cruise control, and highway driving assistant. Now I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. Take a look at the government safety ratings. Take a look at everything that you get as standard. Basically, take a look at whatever you want to take a look at. But basically, I'm just going to highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2024 Tucson Limited is spec'd is $39,760. I think this is a great value. I think it is a very nice vehicle. A couple complaints that I do have about this vehicle that I'm always, upfront about when I do my reviews, because I like to keep this honest, is that I don't like how it doesn't have the wireless Apple CarPlay, and I don't like how it does not have a volume control knob. It has the volume control buttons, but it doesn't have a control knob. So you're gonna sit there like this trying to get the radio down, and it takes way longer than if I could just turn it down. So if anybody from Hyundai is watching, please give us a volume control knob. I I think a lot more people than just me will appreciate that, because going like this, it sucks. I gotta be honest with you. However, I do like how I still have the climate control stacked down here without having to go throughout a screen. Going throughout a screen for the climate sucks, and a lot of new manufacturers have been doing that recently. But now I want to show you what we got going on in the rear seats before moving into the driving portion of the video. So that is what the door panel looks like back here. You do get heated rear seats with 2 levels of adjustability. The heated seat button is right there. No automatic up or down windows back here. You get a nicely padded armrest and a cup holder, as well as a speaker. But now, folding this second row seat up, give me a second. Let's step in and see what we got going on back here. So, closing that door, you have a control over here that you can pull up on, and then you can recline the seat. Very good level of reclinability. Oh my gosh, I can get very, very comfortable in this vehicle with this seat fully reclined. But moving this seat back up to its normal position, plenty of legroom and knee room. I mean, look at that. I am adjusted behind myself. I've got plenty of knee room and legroom. You also get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, and up top here, OPU panel, a spot you can set your dry cleaning and an LED dome light. Speaking of headroom, tons and tons of headroom. Not even a joke for a question for me. I'm 5'9". If you're 6'2", 6'3", I still think you'd have headroom. Then over here, you get an OPU panel and a dome light, but no dry cleaning hook. You get 2 HVAC vents, and then you get 2 USB-C or 2 USB-A ports down there. A seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. 2 cup holders on your center fold-down armrest, nicely padded armrest, and then just the seat comfort themselves back here is very, very comfortable. But really, that's kind of about it for this vehicle. You know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion of the review, where I wanted to show you what this thing sounds like when driving down a very bumpy road. Take a listen. This big speed bump. So it soaks up these bumps very, very well. Just take a listen. And it rides very, very smooth. You know, this road honestly stinks. I've taken a Miata down this road, and you get really beat up driving down that road in a Miata, but this thing, you know, soaks up these bumps very, very nicely. Obviously, you know, this is an SUV. It's got thicker tires and stuff, so and a better suspension for just stuff like that, comfort-wise. Here's a little acceleration, normal. Oh, I thought that thing was dead. Luckily, I missed it. Could have been rest in peace squirrel there. If you're watching this part of the video, say saved by the squirrel. But anyways, we're gonna slow down a little bit so I don't get yelled at by these young ladies here. Just kidding, not young. Anyway, yeah, this thing rides very, very well. Soaks up bumps very, very well. I don't really feel like it really needs any more power. Even though it's not the most powerful thing, it feels just a little bit more powerful. Like I did a video with a Subaru Forester the other day. Very similar power levels. But for some reason, this one just feels more powerful, a little bit more peppy. And I don't know why, because they're very similar power level wise. One thing I did want to praise Hyundai for and give them tons of praise is the use of an automatic versus a CVT. Thank you, Hyundai, for putting a automatic in this. I hate CVTs, really don't like CVTs, and I'm glad that Hyundai and Mazda, for 2 manufacturers that I can name off the top of my head, are still using automatic transmissions and not CVTs. I think you are gaining a lot of buyers by using an automatic and not going to a CVT, because the feeling of an automatic is just so much better than the feeling of a CVT. That's just the way that I feel, and I know for a fact that is a way a lot of you feel, because you always comment on my videos with CVT transmission cars, and you always say CVTs suck, CVTs suck. Like literally, I would say 70% of my comments are CVTs suck, CVTs suck. I'm right there with you guys. I totally agree. So Hyundai, great job putting an automatic in this. It makes a big difference to the driving experience. This is what I was talking about with the highlighting of the blue. you can see it's using the all-wheel drive system. So all are lit up in blue, except it's using more of the front wheels than the rear wheels. And that's kind of what I was trying to explain when I was going over that stuff. That is a blind spot view system right there, displaying camera view of the blind spot on the side in which I have my turn signal on. Here's another little acceleration. Just a normal little acceleration right there. And I really like the automatic keeps it in its power band, like right where it wants to be when it shifts gears. So that is definitely nice. Now I'm gonna put it into sport mode. And we're just gonna do a highway on-ramp acceleration from about 30 to 70. But now let's do a little test here. There is a little bit of body roll, definitely, but that's to be expected. Not too much body roll, but there is a little bit of it. And now let's start getting on it a little bit. And floored. And that is 70 right there. And you can see in sport mode it likes to hold the gear. So if you're going to be doing sporty driving, sport mode, definitely it likes to hold the gear. Throttle response is sharper, and as you may be able to see, it's ready to go. And I'm going to switch back into the other view here. So I can see my digital speedometer readout right there. Definitely like that. Take a listen to what it sounds like cruising at about 66. Pretty darn quiet for, you know, a vehicle at this price point. I think it's very acceptable of what it sounds like. Now let's do a little passing at this speed. I think it's got plenty of passing power. Honestly, I just got on it. For some reason, this feels more powerful than the Subaru Forester, and it may be because of the automatic transmission, maybe doing a big favor to this vehicle, but I think it's got good passing power. Here's another little test of that. So you can see, I mean, good passing power. If you really need to get on it and pass somebody, all you got to do is floor it. And I mean, listen, it's not the fastest thing you've ever driven, but it has, you know, respectable passing power, which is what a lot of you who are looking to get one of these as a daily is looking for. So yeah, very good passing power. Again, it's not going to be the quickest thing that you've ever driven, but it'll get the job done, and I think you'll be happy with the power that it has because it's got more than adequate getup. And now we're gonna test that getup and see if we can't hit this light here. Brakes are also good, and we got the light. Awesome, awesome stuff. And I'm telling you, this thing has great daily driver power. Could it use a little bit more? Obviously, you know, I always like additional power, but really it doesn't need it, in my opinion. I really don't think that it needs the additional power. I think it's got good additional power. I think it's very efficient, which is also great. Sound system out of the Bose sounds awesome. And overall, I just think that this is a great value for the money. But again, let me know what you think, if this is a good value or not, in the comment section down below. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. Again, I put a lot of time into making these videos, so I just really appreciate it if you guys would just take a second, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what you think of the 2024 Tucson. Again, the likes and comments look very good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and that helps my channel grow. But again, that's it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.